appointment.
God damn, dude.
That's
It's
crazy.
fucking crazy.
It's the time that somebody put a hit on somebody while I was tattooing them.
That's fucking insane.
All right. So, anyways, I met this guy because I used to tattoo his daughter. His daughter, who was murdered by her mother-in-law because she was pregnant with another baby. All right, and they didn't want to have the baby, and it was a crazy story, whole other story. But he came to me because he wanted to get his first tattoo by the same person who was tattooing his daughter because she spoke so highly of me.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome, right? I know. So. I started tattooing this guy, like, he had no tattoos. And in about a year or so I tattooed him. By the time I was done tattooing him, both sleeves, almost the whole chest piece done. He was coming to me almost every week, and if he didn't have an appointment with me, he was coming to hang out. And this guy was obsessed with hanging out with me. And every time he would come in, I would let him drink a little bit of alcohol. You know, like just, and this is why I put it into this immediately. And, I mean, literally, like, he would have one of those little bottles, those little
Just like
dollar
shot.
bottles, put it in his big old cup. I'd watch him do it and fucking mix the drink and go on his merry way.
Mm-hmm.
And then, right before I came to this shop, the last session at that shop, he had an all-day session, 8-hour session planned with me. And throughout the day, he was drinking more than normal. And I was kind of annoyed by it, but he was also really adamant about it. And I was like, whatever, just get done with it, because he wasn't bleeding, you know.
Yeah,
he
we
was
were
just,
like, get him out of
you
the
know,
chair. Yeah.
he was going to be an asshole about it if I didn't do it. So we have about an hour left, and he is drunker than I've ever seen him. He's never really been drunk around me, but he was drunk. And he all of a sudden he goes, I need to stop. And for a second, and he fucking literally, I'm still tattooing him in this needle skin. He fucking pulls his arm away, jumps out of the chair, and goes around the other side of the section, and he makes a phone call to somebody, different state, out of the state, calls somebody, and then he's 3 feet away from me, and he goes, I want that son of a bitch dead. I want the hit on that guy, on him right now. I want it on. The hit is on. I want it done, taken care of right now. By the time I call you, it better be done. And then hung up the phone with him, came back, sat in my chair, and said, all right, we got like an hour left, right? And sat back in my chair.
Just like nothing happened.
Just like nothing happened.
The fuck?
Yes. And I'm like, what do I do? Now it's only me and him in the shop. There's
Yeah.
nobody else. We don't have
Yeah.
cameras in the shop. There's no evidence, no nothing. Just me and this guy. That is it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So the hour takes forever. It just drags, and it gets done. And then he lives like 5 minutes down the road driving, and he is clearly intoxicated. And he goes, hey, Jake, can you drive me home? And I'm like, what do I do? Tell this guy that I just heard him call and put the hit on somebody?
Yeah, right.
No? No? Do I tell him no? He just tipped me an extra $100, which is considerably cheap for what I just went through with you, you prick. But I drove him home down the street. And in that 5-minute drive, he didn't say anything to me. He picked up his phone, made another phone call, and tried to take off the hit. He tried to call it off and said, hey, sorry, I made a call too soon. And I heard the guy on the phone say, sorry, man, it's too late, it's already done, and hung up the phone on him. And then he looked at me, and he goes, oh, well. And then I dropped him off at his house, all right? The next day, I didn't work. The next day, he was at the shop, you know, just like normal, like nothing ever happened. And then a couple days later, that shop closed, and I came to this shop, and this was the beginning of December, and he came in here, he showed up here randomly one day, and he's like, hey man, I want to make an appointment with you for December 6th. And I was like, cool. Not really cool, but you know, cool, you know, playing it off because I just knew what this guy just did, you know? And I meanwhile was freaking out. I talked to a couple like officers about it, and they're like, if you have no evidence, no nothing, it's you versus his word. There's nothing you can do. So
Yeah.
I'm just throwing that out there. December 6th, this guy never missed an appointment. He actually showed up when he tried to get appointments and when he couldn't get appointments. Like, this guy was always on time. And December 6th came and went. 2 weeks, 3 weeks went by, didn't hear anything from him. Right around Christmas time, I get a call from his ex-wife. He was found dead in a hotel room in the state that he put the hit on somebody.
Oh shit.
Yeah. And that's why he never made it back to his appointment.
God damn, dude.
That's
Shit's
crazy.
fucking crazy.
That's the time that somebody put a hit on somebody while I was tattooing him.
That's fucking insane.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It was fucking crazy.
Yeah, dude, no.